So let's talk about some traditional marketing. First, they would market to doctors' offices. This is like the number one starter pack way of marketing for home health hospice. And essentially, what people would do is like, let's say, print a list of doctors and start just going one by one, door to door, trying to get in the door through the receptionist, trying to make an appointment with the doctor or the staff, and really trying to solicit referral that way. The other traditional marketing source is hospital discharge planners. Some hospitals require contracting to work with them. Some hospitals will just refer off the cuff to whatever agencies that sign up or bring them lunch or whatever. So bringing people lunch, just like in general in any place, is a really good way to like get the staff on your team. But there are like financial limits to what you're allowed to spend before that becomes controversial to like the various laws we may have covered in the first episode. The next marketing source is online. And we've kind of touched on this a million times in the last episode and this episode. We're really talking about social media, Google search, Yelp, care.com, discharge planning sites and softwares, and email marketing. So let's just jump into them a little bit. With social media, you're not targeting referrers, you're targeting patients and caregivers, and probably mostly caregivers. And so you really want to gear your information on social media towards that group. For Google search, this is kind of my beef with that whole aspect. If you're going to be creating constant content, fantastic. But typically agencies will be much more established before they start making content all day long. If you have time for this kind of content creation, which is very in-depth, great, do it. And you'll probably be okay with Google and pulling up on their searches, because I don't think that like every agency out there is focusing on content creation like that. So, it could be like your marketing niche. Next is Yelp. So the pros and cons of Yelp. Not all agencies go on Yelp. I suggest not going on Yelp until you have truly established quality in your service. Unless you have a quality service, Yelp can hurt you more than it can help you, because it takes one problematic review to just set you off completely. Another example is care.com. Most people are not acutely aware of the home health and hospice industry, and so they might go to places like care.com first just to find help with their aging parents. Of course, once they start talking to people within the healthcare industry, like doctors and stuff, they will be immediately informed that these kinds of companies do exist. But like, it's not the instinctual knowledge that people have about healthcare like hospitals are. The next kind of online marketing source that you can consider are discharge planning sites and softwares. There are certain softwares and sites that we can give an example of this in the article or, whatever, that you can sign up to and then be notified when a hospital discharges somebody, and then not bid for that patient, but essentially like whoever responds to it first gets it or something like that. And the last version of this is email marketing. The email marketing piece is only going to work once you've established some kind of like client base or some kind of like base of people that want to receive your content, and if you are creating content. And so it kind of goes along with the Google search stuff in that if you're actively creating content all day long, then sure, maybe start email marketing, and that's super effective, but it requires constant content creation.